table for your next man?
I will support him in whatever he does as long as he's going the right path. I don't want him to hit rock bottom. I want to grow together.
Right path for who? You or him?
For him.
But how do you know what's best for him?
Whatever he's pursuing right now, like let's say I'm dating a med student, I will be there for him if he's stressed. I will make sure he's doing his stuff and making sure his mental health is fine. I will be a partner to him, not a burden.
Okay. What about you?
Peace.
Stop the cap.
Well, she'd be a partner too until you have sex with other girls.
Yeah, bro.
Then she's gonna send the undercovers in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally. So just peace.
Well, that could mean a variety of things. It could be, hey, babe, I had a hard day at work, and
I want to drink
go
these 2
get
bottles
his-
of alcohol.
Yeah.
No,
You go to his favorite restaurant and go pick up his favorite meal or something and have it ready while he's there. You know, it's you can show it in different forms.
No,
you know?
men do want a peace. That is something that men do treasure. So peace is actually very good. So the question for you, just super slow. If you want a man,
If I'm a man,
if you find a
No.
man that you like,
yeah.
what do you bring to him to the relationship? So, for example, you find a man you like in America.
Yeah.
How do you make him happy?
Or friends.
Or in France?
I don't know. Like I'm gonna be here for him. I'm gonna try to help him like I can, and then give him. I don't know, my time. And that's
Just your time?
all. My time. It's a lot. No.
No, it's
Oh.
it's cheap.
No. No.
That's fine. We'll go with that answer.
Okay, it's fine, it's fine.
No, for real. I'm gonna help him. Like if he wanna open some business, I'm gonna give him some advice. If he need me, like I'm gonna help him.
Advice?
Like I can advice. Yeah.
On
Advice.
what though?
Yeah, advice.
On how to speak English?
Chris.
In America?
Chris.
Come on, man.
Chris.
I know you understand us, man. Like, come on,
Come on,
come on,
Chris.
France, man. Oh, France, man. Come on.
It's okay. Kind of.
Well, we are in America. We should be encouraging people to speak English.
That
But
you
she's a foreign exchange student though.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh, man.
Listen.
Hey, it's very hard to know
She's on
three
vacation.
different languages, guys. I mean, most of us only know
She
one.
probably knows more
Listen.
She knows
languages
three.
than all of
Listen,
us.
She
I
can
am
get a little
all
break.
for English. Trust me, I struggle with it. But in her defense, she's here on vacation, right? Or you learn? Yeah. so-
Yes.
She's here on vacation. She's not an invader.
yes.
Now, if we go to Paris, we're gonna feel like the dumb ones.
Exactly.
So
We're gonna say
listen,
things wrong.
We got you for
Bro,
tonight.
listen.
What about
man.
you?
Oh my god.
I would say support emotionally, and then
You heard
I,
the first lady of France is probably Mando? Hear about that shit? Did you hear about that, Miss France? Did you hear about that? Like the president's wife is a man?
Macron. You know Macron?
I heard that, but I don't know if that's the truth. Is it the truth?
What do you think?
You live
She's a
there.
man?
Tell us.
I live there, but I don't know. Someone say it's a man, but I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't care. Everyone make whatever you want. If
No,
you
but
want
it's not about whether you care. What do you think?
about the woman of the president is a man.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have to. I don't think anything about it. Like I don't really care.
Yeah.
Haram?
Like it's good, right?
Haram?
Yes. But that's my what I think, what I believe. That's for me, for myself. That's for other people. Like I don't have to say.
No, but she's asking you for your
I'm
opinion.
just asking you, what do you think? Like, because it's a big story right now, to the point where Emmanuel Macron actually felt compelled to issue a statement, right? So
Oh, he actually issued
he
a statement?
actually issued a statement
Oh,
about
shit.
it, and
It's
his,
actually what?
Emmanuel Macron
Yeah.
actually issued a statement about the transgender rumors regarding his wife, who is 30 years older than him. And so I was just wondering, do you think his wife is a man or not?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
She look like a man a little bit, but but it's not good.
Okay,
It's not
perfect.
good. No, but it's not good to say that because maybe she's a girl. But
No, but it's good to say.
Some
It's
women
called
that
being
look
honest.
more-
no one gives the proof of that. Like,
Yeah.
like we can say no one give proof. Maybe
Listen,
it's only
speak
women who
your
look
mind.
like a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been to Germany?
I want to go though. What about you?
Bruh.
okay, so emotionally, I would say, and then I wanted to clear something up from earlier of the other question of how men are more like feminine.
Yeah.
They should be providers, but I feel like a woman should also have her shit together enough to where if like the man fails, you know, he could lean on her. But I don't think it should be 50-50 or like solely on the woman. So I feel like what I would bring to the table would be emotional support, and then I should have my shop soon, so I would be getting more clients, financially stable, and then if I have a man, anything happens, he could lean on me.
Yeah, he can lean on you, but
Yeah,
for
sure.
how long though?
So long.
Because
I mean, however long it takes for him to, I guess, get back
what if he's
on
a big,
his feet.
What if he's
but
a big dude? What if he's like
What?
260?
I would just have to see, I guess, that he's trying.
Okay.
If I see that he's just like that, he doesn't want to work and he doesn't want to get his
It's
shit
a
back
wrap.
together, then that's different.
Okay.
So.
What about you? What do you bring to the table? Other than
Everything. I feel like
here
I
we go.
hate when girls say that they don't bring nothing to the table but their phone and lip gloss. Like I hate that. Like I have 3 businesses. I when my man's out of town, I make sure I'm his piece. I make sure I have everything together for him when he's back, when he gets back. Like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, everything.
Amen.
I feel like it's like a whole bundle of things. So it's like, especially if he's providing, oh baby, you should literally have no worries other than providing.
Okay.
There should not be no other worries than that. You need to focus on that. Leave everything else for me.
What if he told you, listen, babe, I appreciate you so much.
Until you go to jail, nigga.
You're amazing. but
Until the feds come.
I need that chain off your neck. What you gonna do?
I'm taking it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever he says goes. I feel like the man is the king. He's the leader. I'm following his lead. I love a man that can lead. And me, I'm an alpha female. Like
There we go.
like I'm not gonna lie. Like I am.
Myron, you what? A smart.
I am. So to find a man that I feel like could lead is a huge thing. So when I find a man that can lead, I'm submitting. I'm gonna submit for you. Whatever you want me to do, I got
Who makes
you.
more, you or him?
Him.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you do.
All right. What about you?
Rice for breakfast?
What do you
What if
bring
I
to-
said I'm a feminine man? Would you find that attractive?
No.
Oh.
So why do you
I
think
hate
saying
that.
saying
Alpha.
that, why because you're not the first girl to say this ridiculous concept of alpha female. Like when a girl says I'm an alpha female, that's the equivalent to a guy saying, well, yeah, I'm a feminine man.
No, so I'm an alpha female to other females, but when it comes to my man, I'm in my most feminine state because he's allowing me to be there.
So
She
you're
let her
telling me
guard
that
down.
okay,
Yeah.
so I can wear so by your logic, you're saying you're alpha around other women, right? But then you
Yes.
become a woman when you're with a man, right?
Yes,
All right. What if I decided, I'm gonna wear heels when I'm with other dudes, but then I wear shoes when I'm with you?
that is not the type of guy that I will be dating.
So then why would you expect a man to want to be with an alpha female then?
No,
By
that's
your
the
own
thing.
logic.
That's the thing. When he's with me, he's not getting the alpha female. Only other women are getting
But
alpha female.
do you see what I'm
Yeah.
doing here?
Yes.
So you're selectively picking when you want to be a lady.
Yeah.
No, not so. When it comes to the man, I'm in my feminine energy.
He understands
But
you.
when I'm in a room full of other women,
Yeah,
I do
but-
tend to
And
take control.
here's the thing. And when I'm with my guys, I just wear heels.
Yeah,
and then when I
Like
get around my lady, I'm a masculine man. Doesn't that sound crazy?
No, I feel like you should soften up when you're around your man. And then when you're
Really?
out in the business world, you should stand up straight and lead as a woman, especially an entrepreneur as myself that owns businesses and I have people that work for me. I have to project myself in that
All
way.
I'm simply demonstrating is, you said to me, like, you obviously would not be attracted to a guy that wore heels around his friends, right? So, like, I find it interesting always how women want a guy to accept them for being masculine and having these alpha characteristics. Because when you say I'm an alpha female, all you're basically saying is I'm a masculine female.
To women, not to my man though. My man doesn't see that alpha female of me.
Here's the thing. Do
They
you have
do,
an
though.
A-type personality?
I'm sorry?
Or do you have an A-type personality? I'm assuming you do if you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Well, people that have A-type personalities, it's very difficult to conceal that. They work all the time. They're very assertive. They're very dominant. It's very hard to conceal that, and men will feel that energy when they hang out with
Very
you.
loud.
And that is why I attract very masculine men. It takes a very masculine man, to deal with a woman like that.
Criminals, army men.
I mean, you said deal with. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a terrible. I mean, damn. If a guy's got to deal with you, that's an L.
No, not deal. Okay, you're right. That was the wrong word to use, but to accept that, like
Okay.
but some men like that, like
Yeah,
she's
for
taking
sex.
charge, she's running stuff. But with me, she's soft, caring. I see that other side of her that other people don't see. So it goes both ways.
I wish you the best. What about you? What do you bring to the
I
table?
don't think men like it.
Yeah, we hate that shit.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
honest
Because
with you.
and I
We
think
fucking
that's
hate
probably
that
why
shit.
I'm single too, but I at least own it. Like I'm pretty aggressive, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, poor me, why am I single, right? Like I decided to prioritize my career throughout my 20s, and I didn't go out and I'm not on dating apps, I'm not on Instagram, and I probably have like a very masculine energy with the work that I do and the profession that I'm in, and I don't expect men who are surrounded by women on OnlyFans and Instagram all day that are just sitting around doing nothing but having their sugar daddies pay for their salon appointments while they go on vacations and crop their man out. Like that's gonna come across as maybe like more feminine.
No, right.
Because I used to think, right? Like I used to think that, and this is something I'll thank men for, right? I used to think to myself, oh, well, guys are really going to care about your accomplishments. And as long as I'm like accomplished, a guy's going to have more respect for me than the hoe, right? Like, how could he respect this hoe when he's not going to respect me? But at the end of the day, like if a guy's going to cheat on you, he's going to cheat on you. And you having like a valedictorian position on, like I was valedictorian, I had a 4.0 GPA. Like I have a lot of accomplishments. I have my shit together, but it still doesn't mean that you're not going to get cheated on. Like if somebody wants to go cheat, they're going to go cheat, right? And they, like people cheat because
we'll cheat with the girl with the 1.0 GPA.
Yeah, because maybe they have more feminine energy. I don't know why people cheat. People cheat for different reasons, but I do think that like we like to convince ourselves that that's normal, and I've been guilty of it too, but I don't think that that's really how like men and women are supposed to operate, right? We've convinced ourselves because we're living in an era now where women are working, where in the past, right, like people used to be married for longer periods of time. Now you're lucky if you stay married for 5 years before you get a divorce. Yeah. And people are not necessarily like in monogamous relationships anymore. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that there's been like this warped mentality of gender roles. And like people would say, oh, you're a hypocrite, right? Like you say you're married to the game, Laura. You say that, you're always working, you're too busy. But yeah, like I'll be lucky as a 30-year-old woman who's going to turn 31 in May. I will be lucky if I ever get a husband. And that's just reality. Like, I will be lucky if
You've accepted it.
I've accepted it. Like, I will be lucky if I ever have a child, right? Because, like, ideally, you would want to...
That takes a lot to admit. Most girls would never admit that.
I would want to date somebody for at least, like, 2 years before I get married. So I'm 31 in May, right? Okay. 32, 33. Then it takes like a year to plan a wedding. You're not going to really like get pregnant and have a baby unless you're married and in a committed relationship. And so then I'll be 36 and then that's considered a geriatric pregnancy. I never froze my eggs. And, I could adopt, right? And some people will say like, oh, well, you'll be like more sad about not having a kid, but I've accepted it. And I know that I used to tell myself like, oh, how could he cheat? Like, I don't understand. Like, I was so good to him. I paid for shit. I was so nice. I was so loyal. And then it doesn't mean anything. Like, guys don't care about your accomplishments. And this was something that was like really hard for me to accept because I used to be that girl that thought, oh, well, I'm like better than all these other girls because I'm not a hoe and I'm smart and, I'm accomplished. They don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck. None of you are special. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, I'm not a 10. I know that I'm not a 10, right? Like, I know that I'm not the hottest girl. All these other girls, they want to think, like, they want their boyfriends to tell them, like, hey, baby, you're, like, the prettiest girl in the world. Like, oh, if you had the chance to date me or Kim Kardashian, who would you date? Like, of course he's going to fucking say Kim Kardashian, but you want him to say you, right? Like, people don't want to accept reality.
You want to date me.
And they're, like, nobody in here is a 10. Right? Raise your hand if you're a 10.
In your opinion.
No. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just saying.
You stand in your opinion. That's your opinion.
Well, I think it's reality. I'm saying that nobody in here is a 10. And the reality is that, like, there are a lot of 10s in Miami, right? There are a lot of 10s everywhere. And if you're older and you're living in a world where, men are surrounded by 10s with a click away, whether it be like Bumble, Tinder, whatever, okay? Like, your chances of really finding a lifelong partner are pretty slim. I think that's the reality that most women need to accept because...
How many girls on the panel think they're 10s, just out of curiosity?
Are we going by looks or are we going by personality?
Looks only, because we don't care about your personality.
Men don't care about personality.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
We're going looks only.
Totally kidding.
I feel like everybody should regard themselves in the highest esteem possible. So, you don't feel like you a 10, but you should.
What if it's not true though?
That's opinion based.
It is opinion based.
It's every single
European.
Somebody across the world can look at you and be like, "Oh my God,
you are a 10.
Yes.
They could start talking to you, and
In
they
some
would think you're
countries,
maybe
in some places in
opinion-based.
One
Africa,
person.
the biggest
But I'm not
women are the
perception.
prettiest,
It's
are
okay.
the most
It's all
beautiful women.
perception.
That's
But I
why
don't
it's all.
like, and
it's
I
all
appreciate
opinion-based.
this thing that women do where they like to build each other up. But I like, you know, I'm not a 10. You know,
you're
like I'm
real.
not.
It's
I'm not a
true,
10.
though.
I'm not. You know, like I used to be heavier. I lost weight. Like, you know, I don't have like big boobs. I probably have some stretch marks. Like, I'm just being honest, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of it because for me, like, I've never been a woman that. Like I was able to build my platform not off of sexualizing myself. You will never find a photo of me with my top off. You will never find a photo of me with my boobs out. You will never find a photo of me like with a man online because I've been able to build a platform based off of my brain and my, you know, political acumen and things like that. And so for me, like, I don't give a shit in the comments if people think I look like a tranny. I don't care if people think
And
I
you
look like a
don't,
man.
as you
No, but
shouldn't.
I'm just saying, like, people say things. It doesn't bother me because, like, I don't care if a man wants to fuck me or not because if he's gonna fuck somebody, he's gonna do it regardless of whether I give him permission or not, right? Like that's just reality.
Yeah, you're right.
All right,
it
so you guys think women should regard themselves as 10s? You too?
Yes, you should have the highest self-esteem
I
in the
think
world.
so. Yeah,
Everybody,
absolutely.
That's healthy.
But what if it's like objectively not true though? Because to say that you're a 10 effectively means you're perfect.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It just means you're perfectly happy with how you are. You feel like you're perfect for your own self.
But
It's like in your eyes, you are perfectly fine. If you had the opportunity to go get surgery for free at the doctor, you'd be like, no, I'm fucking fine how I am.
I
It
think that
doesn't mean you
means
think you're perfect.
I
It
just
just
think that
means
means you're confident.
you confident. You good with how
when
you
a woman
look.
says I'm a 10, that just means that she has confidence, and I feel every woman should have it
Yeah.
because one man could look at you and be like, "Oh my God, this is the most beautiful woman I ever seen," and then another man could be like, "She ain't all that." But somebody really could look at you and be like, "She's the one." So it's opinion based,
And
so
that's
your
what's so
opinion of
fucked up
yourself,
about everything
your
right
opinion of
now.
yourself should be the highest one in the room.
Yeah.
So that's why when I say it's opinion based, like you might not think
Because
I'm a 10
honestly,
or you're a 10.
in my eyes,
but that's
I
your
be
opinion.
seeing niggas out with bitches and they like really be big and they girl up like my woman bad as fuck, and in they eyes she really is the baddest bitch in the room, but everybody else is looking like, what is this nigga like this young got money got doing with her? In his eyes, she really bad as fuck, and it's how she wears it in his like.
so
I think
You're
that's
never-
just
and you're
called
never
having
gonna
a
please
BBW
everybody.
fetish.
I've
No,
noticed.
she
Well,
don't
that's
even gotta be
opinions.
big.
Fetishes are opinions.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right
what I'm
nowadays we
saying.
look at like 10s as like the girls with the perfect noses, the big boobs, the airbrush on Instagram, the this, that, the European beauty standards. But I don't think, me personally, I think like a 10 out of 10 is like the beautiful ethnic girls from Africa with like the big noses and big foreheads, skinny jawline. That's to me is a 10. Like I don't like all
but
these
the thing
fake
is, the
lips,
thing is,
like
Yeah.
so
these injections, BBLs. To me, that's not a 10. I like the skinny, natural bodies. To
Are your
me,
boobs,
that's a 10.
your boobs real?
Yeah, they
Are they really?
Nice. Yeah, they are.
But are you, hold on, are you a man?
Am I a what?
Are you a man?
No, but I know what I like
So how you gonna tell us what a 10 is?
because, like I said, it's in the eye of the beholder. It's what I
But
feel
I'm choosing
like,
girls.
in my opinion.
You're not.
But he just asked me what I felt like was a 10.
Oh, okay.
So,
But
well,
do you like the same thing he likes? Aha.
Actually, yes. However, I'm not a good example. But the majority of people, the world itself, will tell you what you are. But go ahead.
Yeah, like the thing I've always found that's interesting, and I think it's actually destructive for females, is them self-assessing themselves and saying that like, oh, I'm perfect or whatever. And it's only females that do this shit. Men don't really do that because like for you guys, you're on Instagram, you get a bunch of validation from men. Guys are giving you comments and giving you attention, whether you deserve it or not. And I think that a lot of modern women have like a very grand. They have this crazy concept in their head of where they stand, and a lot of the times you guys are delusional of where you really stand.
You know what?
Girls will
I
say I'm
agree with that.
perfect.
That's true.
I deserve the world. Blah blah blah.
I'm a queen.
I'm a queen, and you have this crazy like belief in yourself, and like with men, like that's the equivalent. What if I walked around and said, you know what? Fuck it. I feel like I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, you're
Wouldn't that be
a billionaire, man.
ridiculous for me to say that?
I feel
Because
like,
effectively
yeah.
speaking, right? So, who is the ultimate consumer of female beauty? It's men. But women feel as though they're the ultimate consumer. No, you guys wear makeup, you guys do all the stuff that you do with your hair extensions, etc. It's typically because men are the end consumer base for female beauty. And with us, right, like men, our value is based on what value do we provide to the world. And a lot of times you're paid in, you know, based on what you can provide. So as a man, your title and your status and how much money you earn typically dictates your value. But I can't run around and say, I'm a billionaire when I'm not, because then you guys will all look at me like I'm fucking crazy. Like, this dude's on some wild shit. And I don't have the tangible proof to show that. But women run around and say, because that's your market value, is your beauty, I'm a 10. That's false advertisement, because very few women, if any, are 10s anyway, because that assumes perfection.
Yeah.
And most girls are not perfect at all.
I want to say
It
that
barely exists.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I agree with that point of view. Like, I don't think that women should look at themselves as, oh, I'm perfect to the point where there's no room for work. I think
But that's the problem.
right. That is the issue. And so that's
real
the
quick,
area that I disagree
And I want to
with.
say this too, because what this has led to is we have the fattest women ever.
Yep.
Right,
And
that's
I
what
don't want
I'm
to sound like an
saying.
asshole, but I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Black women are the most delusional. Y'all are the ones that run around and say you guys are 10s the most. I'm beautiful. I'm a queen. Be 300 fucking pounds and say you deserve the world. That's crazy to me. The average black woman is like 5'5", 187 pounds. Yo, I'm 6'3", like 195, 200. That's crazy. These bitches are huge, and they're running around and saying that they're fucking, you know, queens. Like who's the fat chick that
Lizzo.
Lizzo and shit like that. So. I'm not, and this is not just a black woman thing. I'm just saying they're just the fattest. But this is with females in the West in general, in the United States. And I think, like, this whole concept of not living an objective reality and saying I'm a queen regardless of how you behave, no need for self-improvement, because we don't tell women that they're fat. We don't tell women that they're stupid. We don't tell them that you look like shit. We don't tell them any of this stuff. Like, women don't handle criticism well, so we never give it to them. But sorry, you're going to say?
So,
Please.
yeah, let me just clarify. When
Sure.
I say that women should regard themselves in the highest esteem, I mean having confidence. But that does not mean that you can't look in the mirror or look at not even only the physical, but just look within yourself and say, I need to work on this. I need to go to the gym. I need to get healthier. I need to work on my anger management. I need to work on why maybe I am a little oversensitive and not like I lash out on people, or I don't understand where people's coming from, or I need to pick up a book and, like, I don't know, read more. Like, I need to.
And I don't think
okay
it's
to be able
fucked
to
up to
grow,
hold
but still
yourself,
have confidence.
like, try to hold yourself to
that's
this
fair. That's a
unrealistic
good
point of view.
Yeah.
Like,
But for what he's saying, you understand, right?
I understand. People be delusional
So-
to the point where
so
they
saying
feel
a
like
10
there's no room for growth.
Yeah, the problem is that they attribute, and I see your perspective 100%. There's self-love and then obviously where you objectively stand. The problem is that women tend to conflate the two.
Yeah.
Like, their self-love comes into, like, narcissism and hubris, and I don't need to change because I am perfect. Does that make sense?
I agree.
So it ends up working in a very bad thing. And I think also, like you know, like, we live in a kind of pussy world now where, like, bullying is frowned upon, you know, internet bullying, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, for men, it's good to get bullied. I think for women, too, a lot of the times. But we don't really tell women the truth. And I think that's kind of what's... And then you add Instagram in where you got girls... And someone, actually, a girl that used to work for us, Red, she said this, and I thought this was very smart, very smart. She said that a lot of times what girls do is they'll assess where they stand off of their pictures on the internet. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So, like, they'll have
exactly.
like a great photo shoot with edited photos, and they'll be like a 9 or a 10 on Instagram, and they'll hold themselves to that. Like, that's where I stand, bitch. But in reality, you meet them in person, like, what the fuck? You don't look like your pictures. But they still have that mindset of, I attribute my value to what I look at my best on the internet with edits.
Right, that's social media. I don't mean delusion. I just mean healthy confidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how many girls are on social media? Like, I would say a majority of women are on Instagram. Every girl I've ever met has an Instagram
Not me.
for the most
Except
part.
for-
Not me.
Except for Laura, yeah.
You're bad.
You did have a
Yeah. So, I mean, but most girls are on
I
there.
don't like. I mean, look, I had Instagram and I had a really large account. Like, I had 500,000 followers in 2000. I had 500,000 followers. Sorry, I'm really bad with this whole mic thing, you know. When I was banned in 2019, and I didn't take my clothes off or anything like that. It was pretty much just news and commentary and videos and, you know, things like that. So for me, I don't like Instagram necessarily, and I'm also, like, less likely to. One of the first things I ever ask a guy, seriously, like, this is a rule I have, if I'm gonna date somebody, like, if a guy is on Instagram, that's generally a red flag. You know, like, there's a difference between, like, having an Instagram and then being on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
I don't
like-
really feel like you're gonna meet a loyal man or somebody that's going to be, like, a lifelong partner if they're on Instagram. And I think it
feel
goes
like I
for
agree
women
with you,
too, because I think
Yeah,
that
we got
people,
clout hell now. We gonna smash some
I
girls.
think
Let's go.
I think that a lot of women too, it
What?
warps
What?
your mind when you see that, and you become delusional, and you also become not just materialistic, but superficial. And so
That's materialistic.
I find I have a better view of things not having an
that whole rap
Instagram.
list.
Yeah, I feel like the world would just be a much better place without Instagram. I feel like there wouldn't be no rating. There wouldn't be nothing compared. There wouldn't be none of that. I miss the old school.
You know what's interesting? I've asked this question to a bunch of girls on the panel. Anytime a girl like breaks up with a guy recently or whatever, I didn't get a chance to ask it on this one, but we'll ask it on other panels. Was a component to you breaking up with your guy because you felt like you could do better? And the answer is almost always yes, right? And then I said, well, what made you feel as though you could have done better? Was it attention on the internet? Was it Instagram, etc.? And a lot of times it's Instagram that made them feel like, okay, you know what? There's better men out there. They're messaging me. I can go ahead and replace my guy with something better. And I think Instagram has led to a lot of girls breaking up with dudes, and girls are the ones that initiate the breakups because it's like, damn, I could do better. Like, this dude is good enough, but I can do better. And, you know, there's this fucking analogy, the husband store. Have any of you guys heard it before?
No.
Tell us.
All right, if we got time, I'll tell it. But
do it. It's
we
fine.
got.
It's fine, bro. It's
You
fine.
sure?
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
sure.
I know some of y'all got to go right soon because I know we're getting
Yeah.
it's spring break and it's Miami Friday. All right, so long story short, okay, so there's a husband store, right? We'll go into a dream world. Give me this sound effect real fast. We're gonna, okay. So there's this store, right? It's a husband store. You can only go in once and you can't go back through it again. All right, and you know, and it's for women to go in there, single women go in there, right? So on the first floor, they're all men, right? And as you go up the floors, right, each man gets better and better and better,
Oh, I've heard
right?
of this.
So you go on the first floor and it's just all dudes. Yeah, you know what? It's just dudes. I can do better. On the second floor, they're all dudes and they're mildly good looking and in good shape. You know what? I don't know if this is good enough. Go up to the third floor. They're all good looking. They have a job that makes a good amount of money and they like kids. Okay, this is pretty good. But you know what? I could do better. Go up to the fourth floor. All these guys make a lot of money, love kids, want to settle down, and they're good looking. Damn, I wonder what's up. You say, fuck it, I'm going to go up to the next floor. Go up to the next floor. All these guys want kids, are marriage ready, have a dog, and handsome, have money, etc. Full package. Damn, if it's this good, the next floor's got to be absolute perfection.
It's
They end
never
up with
enough.
nothing.
And then they go up to the next floor, and then it's just a
Nothing
big sign that says, this floor exists to show that women are never happy, and they can't be, and you can
I heard
never,
this
yeah,
story.
they always want better. You must exit the store now. And then what ends up happening is they fucking leave, and they can't go back to the store again. And I always attribute that analogy to like you being in your 20s, just going up the escalator over and over and over. It's like, yo, I could do better, I could do better, I could do better. And then you get to the top floor and you realize, fuck, what the hell? But then you spent 10 years going up through the store, and you can't go back through. And it just goes to show versus like you go on the other side, right? The other part of this analogy is the wife store, right? On the first floor, all the girls are available. Second floor, they're attractive and like sports. And then the men never go past the second floor, right? Like that's the joke, right? Like the guys never even go up to the third, fourth, and fifth floor. We don't give a fuck. So they say that to show that like women are never satisfied. And I would argue, right, since women are never satisfied and they want the best, Instagram, all it's done is exacerbate the problem. Because now it's constantly in your feed. Damn, she's with this guy right now. He's taking on trips. Damn, she's with this guy right now, and she's traveling over
It goes both
the
ways.
place.
How is that?
It
Yeah,
goes
how
both
is that
ways.
not the same for men?
Okay, so I'll tell you why it's not the same. It could go both
Like
ways.
I broke up with somebody because they were using Instagram to cheat. I did, and so if you're going to be dishonest, right? Like I wasn't looking for something else. Like I was content, right? So I agree with you. I think that like there's exceptions to every rule. So I'm not going to be that woman that's like says, oh well, I'm different. I'm a different girl. But you know, there's a lot of men too that have that girl that you know is. Well, they must have thought you were attractive if they were going to go out with you, right? So you're attractive and you're no drama and maybe you don't like sports, but you're compatible with every other aspect of their life. And then you see some, you know, XXX account pop up on their Instagram and you're like, oh, what's that? And then that's it. That's
Yeah,
the
but
end.
like the big thing,
Well,
yeah, and I see your perspective that it can go both ways, but for it to go both ways, the man's got to be exceptional to even pull girls off Instagram. And then the second thing also is that most of the time if a guy has a good girl, he might go and fuck another girl, but he's typically not going to leave his main chick. He won't leave her. He'll maybe explore other women, but he's not going to leave. Whereas like with women, it's like, oh, I can do better. I'm going to leave is
They
what I
cheat
mean.
to
Like
leave.
women are more likely to leave a relationship because they get bored quicker. So, and I think like Instagram has made the problem worse. And then the other thing too is that, let's be honest, who uses Instagram more? Women do. Like by far, like guys that have Instagram, I know the usage is 50%, but like who's actually surfing and going through their feed more? It's